Hey Mike, this is Colton with video number 2, and this time I've got the SV Qashqai. This is actually the trim level that I own myself, but I have a 2017 model. They've actually done a bit of a refresh since my model, so they got a little bit kind of sharper headlights down below there. They've angled a few things off, made it a little bit sharper looking, which is really nice actually. I really like the front ends of the new ones here. And they have added the roof rails, which I really like the look of. My SV model does not have those roof rails, so it's a sharp looking car for sure with those on it. They do get the nice aluminum alloy rims, which the base models did have too actually. And then you do get the push button start with this model. So on this, there's actually a button on the door handle that you can use to lock and unlock the vehicle. And because it's a push button start, you never actually need to take keys out of your pocket. We add in rubber floor mats to all of our vehicles. You still have those heated seat controls in front of the gear shifter there. And I'll come around the other side and go over a few features on the inside, but the rest of it will be almost identical to the base model, except for this is folded down here, except for the armrest in the back, and then the storage system actually has a storage system closer to the Rogue. So this actually has the two panels here. So this back panel is about half the size, maybe a little bit over half the size of what it was in the Rogue. But now you get those two panels there. This one can go straight up and down. So again, you can kind of separate anything that you need to, and if you have anything that might be rolling around, you can keep it back there. There isn't a shelf to put the back one on top though. That is one addition that the Rogue has, just because this has a little bit wider sides on it, whereas the Rogue kind of has plastic bits there that it'll sit up on. But it does fold down nice and flat with those seats there, which is really nice. I have slept in the back of my Qashqai a few times. I do need to sleep kind of diagonally, and it's not the best. If you're 6'11", you'd probably have your knees kind of crunched up a little bit if you were sleeping back there, but you can make it work if you have to. Going into the driver's side, again, most of this will be almost identical. So power locks, windows, and mirrors. It still have the manual seat controls. You can raise the seat up or lower it down. And then going into it, this time we've got the push button start. So foot on the brake, hit the button. That'll start the car up. Still have the drive assist screen right in front of the steering wheel there, and then the same screen in the center as well. So now the differences here is we have the dual climate control, so you can set a different temperature for each side of the vehicle. And then because this is an automatic model, you can put it into drive, but you can actually push it to the left to shift it into the manual mode. And then you just push up to shift up a gear, and then down to shift down a gear. And then you can see what gear you're in right in front there. So it says gear 1 at the bottom, and then if I push it back to the right, it'll shift back into automatic. So I'll shift to D for drive. Now down to the left, we have a few different controls here. So this is where you'll find your heated steering wheel. Now this is an all-wheel drive model, so you have the all-wheel drive lock button, and then there's a sport mode and an eco mode as well. Steering wheel controls are about the same. Those will change the controls for the screen right in front. Cruise controls and Bluetooth is on the right-hand side. And that's most everything. Oh, and we've got the sunroof up top. So you got that sunroof up there. It is a single panel sunroof, but you can open it right up. You can also stop that part way, and then you can also tilt the back end of it up too. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else on this one. I think that was mostly everything that this model adds in. So very, very similar layout to the base model, just adds a few extra features in there. One of my favorite ones is actually on the key fob. So you do get the remote start with it, which is the very top button there. With that remote start, because we have the dual climate control, it's actually an intelligent remote start. So this won't, when you use it, it'll run for about 10 minutes, but it's not actually going to go to the last temperature that it had set. It'll actually sense if the temperature outside is hot or cold. So if everything's frosted over, it's going to turn your front and your rear windshield defroster on. If it's cold enough, it'll actually turn your heated steering wheel on down here as well, just because it's a little button for it. The only thing it doesn't do is the heated seats, because it's a physical switch for the heated seats. That has to be physically pushed forward for it to be on. But it'll do the rest for you. So it'll heat everything up, defrost everything, and then in the summertime, if you use it, it's going to turn your air conditioning on, and they'll cool everything down for you instead. So that's definitely a nice feature to have. I've had that from my car for the last 3 years now, and I don't think I could ever go without it now that I've had it. There's lots of safety features in here. So there's the blind spot warning, which will light up if somebody's in your back corner. There is also one for the other side there too. And then there's also forward emergency braking, which, let's see if I can get a screen for it here. There it is there. So there's a little rectangle in the front for the forward emergency braking, and then the two triangles on the back are for the blind spot warning, so that acts as an extra visual for them. Now the Nice part about the forward emergency braking is in an emergency situation, if somebody is stopped in front of you and you haven't hit your brakes, it's able to fully apply the brakes. And the important part to that is that it actually saves you 10% off your basic insurance, which is nice. So it saves you a little bit on the insurance payment too. So if there's anything else on this car that you want to see, just let me know. And then before I end the video, just because we've got two of these guys in stock, there's this black one here. And then we do actually have this red model as well. So this is also an SV all-wheel drive. So if you wanted to go with this one, you have that choice too. So let me know which one you prefer, and then we'll work with you from there. Thank you very much.